started.
Mastering combat techniques and weapons takes many years of practice and training.
Workout pause.
To become a master of arms, the woman from grade BJ 581 must have spent a large part of her life with warriors.
Être une combattante et être une guerrière, ça n'est pas la même chose. Combattre, c'est se trouver dans une situation où il faut affronter des ennemis qui vous attaquent. Et là, vous devenez un combattant. Être un guerrier ou éventuellement une guerrière, c'est faire de la guerre son activité principale.
Ebike was an important trading village. Vikings came and went, and a merchant town was a good place to sell the spoils of plunder.
Ebike is exactly the sort of place that Vikings like to raid, and that means a Viking market town is just as vulnerable as everybody else's. In graves of high-ranking military commanders. There are a few other graves like that on Ebike, a few other iron-bound gaming boards, but not the super rich. We don't know exactly, but it's probably Nefertafel, which is the main Viking board game. It's like chess in a way. It's effectively a war game.
There is a connection between the board game and military strategy, both practical but probably also as a symbol of having acquired the knowledge of military tactics.
So, if we know that complete sets of games like this are associated with military leaders, they're associated with an idea of military strategy, that certainly makes precisely those associations with this grave. This is one of the reasons why we think this person is a high-ranking commander.
If the woman was a Viking warrior, she would likely have also been feared.
All the cliches of rape and pillage are not just cliches. So presumably, this woman is in charge of things that we would regard as atrocities. A while ago, someone asked Charlotte and I if we'd like to get in a time machine and go back and meet this person, and our immediate reaction was no. I think she'd be terrifying, actually.
I'm not sure I would like to meet her, but of course I would like to see her from afar. I think that would be enough, actually.
The discovery of the true identity of the person buried in BJ 581 is a fitting tribute to Viking culture.
The Viking lifestyle, especially if you were a warrior, it was all about being remembered. And I actually think that she would have loved for us to be standing here today talking about her and talking about her achievements more than 1,000 years later.
The story of the warrior from BJ 581 and Viking women has only just begun.
No. The actual monetary collection is almost insignificant. It's just... I don't have room, that's what I was saying, unless you want to carry them in your thing. But no, for 20 cents it's not worth it. Alright, start the app.
Workout started.
That bike thing was interesting.
Yep.
I
think
Did
that's...
you read you look at the one that was after that bolting new bike?
No, I didn't see the next one, but they normally do.
It must be American, but he was showing a bike that was about $900.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't be suitable for us. It's
Too lightweight?
yeah, it doesn't. It has a 10 amp or 10 watt or whatever battery. Like it doesn't go as far, but they have more models than that. But he tested.
I've got that envelope that was wrongly directed. When we go past the mailbox at San Juan, let me... The actual clip?
Time
Yeah.
1 minute. Workout average
It's
pace 0
reversed on
minutes per
itself.
kilometer.
So I see something, some people with helmets that are like full face, like motorcycle helmets. Yeah. I think they're more for protection for mountain bikers, like if they crash, they don't break their jaw.
GPS on.
Alright, so off to the bottle bank, which is about 4.5, maybe 5 kilometers. The trick today is to try and not to lose our chains.
Time 2 minutes. Distance 0.
Because that tends to happen on these bikes. The
2.77 kilometers per hour.
derailleur mechanism gets kind of rusty and the spring doesn't spring quite so well. So power assist 1 going to power assist 2. Slight overkill, eh? Just went past the guy with 1,000 illuminated displays on his front lawn. Kind of overkill. I got my mirror so I can keep an eye on Norma. She's out with us today. Today's going to be a non-running episode. Trip to the bottle bank.
Time 3 minutes. Distance 0.45 kilometers.
I'm recording this on my phone, inside my shirt, inside my jacket, inside my reflective vest. I'm surprised you can even hear me. There's a cyclist up ahead of us, but he's obviously more excited than we are to get to where he wants to go. The bottle bank doesn't open till 9. The bottle bank opens at 9, but it's always a few minutes to get ready before they open the doors. Because you might have to form a line. It's good to be at the front of a line.
Time 4 minutes. Distance 0.82 kilometers. Workout average speed 12.36 kilometers
I've got
per hour.
something rubbing on my front mudguard, which can't be helped. So, zipping along at 23 kilometers per hour, according to my odometer. I'm not sure what Samantha is saying. You're the only ones who can hear her. Well, that's okay. This is Shelbourne Street, major crosswalk. I have to drop off. A redirected mail.
Distance 1.14 kilometers. Workout
Okay.
average speed 14.02 kilometers per hour.
1.1k. I reset her trip meter to 0. I was quite surprised when she said she wanted to come with me, but it does promise to be quite a grey weekend, so we're making the most of semi-blue skies at the moment. Crossing Cedar Hill Road. Hello. So this is the Harvest Lane Play Park.
Time 6 minutes. Distance 1.42 kilometers. Workout average speed 14.34
Yep,
kilometers per hour.
it's going to sound a little bit like the old electric sewing machines in the background. Or the milk crate, the milk floats in England used to sound like this. They used to have electric milk carts. I'll see if Norma remembers. Do you remember electric milk carts in England in the 50s? Yeah. You know why they had them like that? So they wouldn't wake up the neighbors. They came around really early. And I think they used like 4 car batteries. And they sounded just like our e-bikes.
Time 7 minutes. Distance 1.68.
A bit like an electric sewing machine.
14.48 kilometers per hour.
Hello. The runners are out already today. So this is going to be 2 kilometers very soon. And then I'm on Glendenning. And then from Glendenning, it's a little bit of a galloping goose, a little bit of Lochside actually. And then it becomes the Galloping Goose. But we don't have to go that far. So this is the 2 kilometer mark. As I change gears to go uphill, give the battery a bit of a hand.
Time 8 minutes. Distance
Excuse me.
2.02 kilometers.
That was my
Workout average
porridge.
speed 15.26 kilometers per hour.
So we have to watch out a little bit for wet leaves and dogs on leashes around here. This is the Glendenning trailhead. This is where the cars have to stop and park. Oh, here comes another runner. Do I recognize his gait? Nope. It's not Gary. Morning.
Morning.
Big guy. Very tall. Okay, I'm always a little nervous on Glendenning because it's quite rooty and rutty. And I'm freewheeling now because I want to keep my feet
Workout average speed 15.42
well
kilometers per
placed
hour.
in the pedals for stability. Now I can pedal, it's flat now. 22 kilometers an hour on a rutty road. I'm not going to even bother turning my app off when we get to the bottle bank. Samantha will kick in and auto pause will be enabled. But it's too cold, so I have to fiddle with my gloves all the time. This is going to be a very limited dexterity business. Yep. I waited to see some reaction.
Time 10 minutes. Distance 2.64 kilometers. Workout average speed 15.90 kilometers per hour.
All right, more slippery downhill with some bollards. I tend to ride the brake a little more than Norma does. She's kind of more gung-ho with her riding and her walking. She doesn't normally lead, but she tends to, when we get to a junction, she will go and I will stay. You know, I'm more concerned about the cars hitting me than she is, or that she appears to be. And down into the wind, once again, through the bollards.
Time 11
One
minutes.
set.
Distance 3.04 kilometers. Workout average speed
2 sets.
62 kilometers per hour.
35 kilometers an hour. Keeping up with the cars on my right. And we cross Blankenshop Road. Back on the cycle path. This is Mount Douglas Crossroad Connector Trail. It goes from here to there. No, it goes from here to Lockside Trail. So we're coming up to the 4 kilometer mark pretty soon.
Time 12
It'll be
minutes.
4K.
Distance 3.41 kilometers. Workout average speed 17.10 kilometers per hour.
Yep, there'll be music. There'll be music everywhere. They'll be dancing in the street. That's probably what you're listening to right now. Who knows how this edit will come out. It'll be layer upon layer of sound. Over a little wooden bridge. And we turn left here. So this is now,
Time 13 minutes. Distance
let me think, I think this is
3.77
Borden.
Workout average speed 17.42 kilometers per
This
hour.
is part of Borden, I think. But it's definitely a rail trail, and it's been a cycle path for about 20 years now. This is usually the 4K mark. I say usually, but I think Samantha's on every minute with my heart rate and what have you. So there's going to be quite a lot of talking going on, not just me. We're almost at our destination. We have to go through a noisy intersection next.
Workout average speed 17.76 kilometers per hour.
This is where the additional entertainment will kick in. Useful, handy dandy programming. Do you want to go before me?
Huh?
Did you want to go before me?
He only got hers.
I know, but he's ready now.
Nope.
No.
Still got this part.
Oh, he's still...
I never was getting out of here.
No. You're first here and last out.
Looks like you need the second card, you carry.
Lots of stuff today.
Is
That's 11.
Mm.
There's only 11 in there, but that's the first thing she'll notice.
But once you get in there, what do you do?
Well, you just wheel the cart up to the door, and then she
This
pulls
door?
it away,
Yeah.
and then she brings it back empty and brings you the money.
Oh, so she does all the heavy lifting.
She does the counting, yeah.
Does she have a clicker?
Eh?
Does she have a little clicker?
No, she just looks at it and says 24 pop, 2 plastic, 1 wine. And there's normally a cashier that just rings it up. But sometimes she does it herself. Obviously, she has to be trustworthy, but, she's giving out money.
Yeah.
She's not taking it in. They have the most amount of money at the morning when they open.
Yeah.
She's getting on there. Go ahead.
Average speed 16.48 kilometers per hour.
I wasn't sure whether you had your foot in your pedals. You notice this barrier that got blown down by the wind? That was to stop people falling into the ditch. Mount Dog dead ahead. So now we have Mackenzie Avenue to cross, and then we're back on the safe side of the intersection, heading back along Mount Douglas Crossroad to Glendenning.
Time 19 minutes. Distance 5.2.
I don't know how they detect a bicycle, maybe by magnet or something, any metal object, radar. Because I noticed we were 34th and 35th bicycle this morning to come this way. And we have to go by a green cycle sign.
We have to go on the right so we
Yeah. It's just we also mustn't block this. We can't block the sidewalk either for pedestrians. Yeah. It's a very busy corner. Yeah, we wait for the green cycle.
I know, but you're going first.
Yeah.
There's something like this that lengthens up the schedule, but I don't know whether
Yeah. I think that was in the Saanich News the other day. Any second now it should be us. Yep. We're off.
Workout resumed.
I'll change gear a little bit here and put on Power Assist 2. Forgot all about that. It comes on at Power Assist 1 by default. And then it goes to Power Assist 2 if you push it. And it goes all the way up to 5 if you really was in need of extra power. It depends whether you want to maintain a certain speed or a certain effort. If you were going for economy, you would use a different setting and you would pedal harder and work the battery less. Every time you touch the brake, you automatically disengage the electric motor, which on an uphill suddenly feels like hitting the brake. Oh, she's running again. Hi. I saw her with one of those knee scooters a couple of months ago on this very street. This is Glendinning. All we've seen today is women runners. There was one guy, actually, the long-distance guy. He had long pants. He had tights on, I should say. But it's mainly women that we're seeing outside exercising. Women runners. I guess a lot of them are finding harder to have workouts indoors because of the COVID thing. Yep, that will definitely go into the lexicon of words for the 2020s. This is bumpy. Glendinning trailhead. What was that noise? Could have been a twig, I guess, in my mudguard. That's what it sounded like, plastic rubbing. Now we're on Parkside, San Juan and home. We saw this woman going out earlier on. Now she's coming back. Hi again. We saw her in exactly the same spot going the other way. We did the bottle bank, she did her run at the same time. Well, if this recording turns out okay, it's probably going to be edited for all that dead air at the bottle bank, but I'm sure it'll be entertaining in some way. The other disadvantage of my jacket flapping in the wind is I can't really see Norma anymore in the mirror, because it's one of those situations when, depending on where you put the mirror, you could either impede the brake or something else. So I had to hang the mirror under the steering, under the handlebar, rather than above, because it didn't fit the other way too well. It's blocking something. Harvest Lane Playground once again. Yeah, I can hear her behind me. And this is El Nido. Harvest Lane leads it to El Nido and then San Juan Avenue. And we'll be done. I did back up the fire a bit before we left so that hopefully that it won't be burnt out completely. I choked it down and loaded it. Well, I loaded it and then choked it down. There is a fair wind chill today. I'm glad I have my reflective vest on. It looks much more professional, as Norma said, riding my e-bike with a vest on, a reflective vest, a high-vis jacket, as they say in the UK. So I have the show for the weekend basically done. Thank you for your indulgence. I'm still nursing a sore ankle. Something like, I don't know. It felt like I'd walked with a stone in my shoe, but it hasn't gone away. It gets aggravated quite quickly. I must have developed some sort of subcutaneous ulcer that I have to heal with rest and good food. Now I'll do a bit more pedaling. And now we've got the cars out of the way, just to keep warm. 21. .6. Yeah, I'll change gear. Increase the cadence, reduce the load. Yep, it's quite invigorating. You can make it as hard as you want to. That's the nice thing about the e-bike. Yep, she's keeping up with me. And the guy with all the lights. Yeah. He's still putting out more. He's still putting out more. Can't believe it. Yep. Run home. All in one day.
Time 33 minutes. Distance
Oh, that was fun.
69 kilometers. Workout average speed 17.64 kilometers
You
per
okay?
hour.
Good.
Auto pause.
I don't think those pedal clips would be any good for me because I'm too uncoordinated. I keep tripping over myself. That wouldn't work too well. Good. You've got more of the technique how to slip your foot out. You can take your foot out with it quite quickly. Oh, that's okay. Keep thinking we've got groceries to unload, but we don't, do we? I think so, yeah. You have to lock it and then take the key out. All right. So that's that. Job done. Let me get inside before I switch off the phone, because otherwise it might die on me prematurely. And there's Endor. So this is the running jackal saying bye-bye from today's adventure. Hello, Endor. Let me stop things. Let me stop things. Stop the app first.
Workout stop.
Let's save it. And stop the voice recorder.